that he will not be re-elected. That is left to the people. I have no comment. See, Dr. Keshav
Thank you, sir.
Keshav, you have 25 minutes for two people.
Well, we have two members, so I would like to distribute between me and the other man.
1 or 2 minutes extra also, no problem.
I'll take the rest time he'll take it. Sir, I stand here to thank the motion of thanks to the President for his address to the joint session. As my honorable colleague earlier said, there was not much that I should say, but nonetheless, he is the President and we are the joint session. So whatever he does and whatever he repeats and whatever he intends to say on behalf of the government, he did say, and we take it whether we agree it or not with all kind of reservations and pinch of salt. So the thing is, it is true as he says, we enter into a new year, entering in the 75th year of the independence also. So it is an auspicious occasion, no doubt. And as we had the preceding year, has been a very horrifying one, disastrous consequences few places, thanks to pandemic. It has taken the lives out. We have lost a lot of people, including our dears, near and dears, and doctors, and all that can't be replaced. So, starting his speech, the President preferred to quote Assamese poet Ram Chaudhary ji, stressing the point of unity that was made in the context of the communal oneness and the consciousness of the nation, the soul of this country, that we are all one, and so the unity. I wish that really pervades over entire this country. We do not indulge in what is known as no communal divide. We don't indulge in linguistic groupings. We really respect the brotherhood, or because the address came only 3 days after the Republic, a great day, and we uphold the tradition and also the sanctity of the Constitution, which we gave on that day, and respect the brotherhood and also oneness in the diversity, unity in diversity. That I am saying it not casting aspersions on anybody else at all, but it is a general comment, taking the clue from the presidential address. Sir, as I said, we have passed through the worst year last, and the pandemic has taken a big toll. Today we are engaged in world's massive and largest operation of vaccination. And we really thank the government for doing it, and also the states, particularly our state where we have all the doses. Vaccination is coming from biotech, that is giving us, and we salute the scientists and also these companies, Serum Institute in Pune and also in Telangana, for the great job that they have done in giving us the dose. This is true that we promised to give some kind of a 10 million people now in the first phase to the frontline workers and doctors and nurses, and 27 again to elderly in the next phase. Like that, we would like to take out, and then we go to next, all the doses coming to something like 130 million. So, but the question today is, what next? This is the first phase that we are given. The real challenge, the real difficulty arises in the second phase. There is a second dose. We must be prepared, have more centers, more sessions. So we must be prepared for that kind of a operations, and we not be satisfied with the first phase operating. My objection, not objection, my observation with you, sir, particularly when you take care of every member here, that we have started this parliament without thinking of vaccinating the members who really interact and work with people day in, day out. particularly the Lok Sabha members. It's all right, the Rajya Sabha, if you want to give the second phase, I don't mind, but the Lok Sabha are the MLAs, are the councillors or corporators or sarpanchas, whoever it is, a public worker who is in touch with people, needed to be taken, was brought into cognizance, and they should have also gone into this kind of a vaccination program in the very first phase. Whatever it is not done, but I hope this will be done, and the Health Minister was not here, but nonetheless he will take care of what exactly I mean by this. Sir, what exactly all the debate, this address is about? The address has come preceded only a day, working day before the budget came in. Budget made a big news. So I cannot differentiate the speech from that of the budget, because budget was a very good budget that we have seen. It has, as far as the health is concerned, the kind of focus it made on health and healthcare, and healthcare it brought as a health well-being. That's a very great vision when you think of not only healthcare, not only hospitals, not only laboratories, not only the colleges, not only the nursing places, paramedics, but you think comprehensively, then you call it as a well-being. So it is health and well-being. That's a very nice word that the Finance Minister had coined, and we all welcome that. Sir, but the health sector as such, because the President had referred to that, I'm trying to say, we have this, which Acharya ji has referred to. We have this, what you call, dawakhanas at every village level. They are today 7,000, but looking at the size of the country, they look very inadequate. Even if they are there, the medicines and the doctors and the wherewithals there are lacking or in short supply. That should be looked into. We have today in the budget something like 7 lakh crores as against 65,000 last year for this budget. That is very good. Sir, what exactly is again welcome is that this about money that we are talking about, the Finance Minister says more can come in if we need. Sir, having said this, I think I am also